Have you guys ever wondered what happens to businesses that get turned down on Shark Tank? Ray Phillips appeared on the 6th season and faced rejection, but he proved the Sharks wrong when he built his brand into a 7 figures a year business. On this episode, we are talking to Ray, who took his brand to $135,000 a month with only 4 employees. Let's talk about the initial cost to get this going.
You can find us at Target. You can find us at Walmart. We sell to Bye Bye Baby. Wow. And we're going to be airing on QVC soon, too.
So what would this retail for in Target?
$9.99. We're on fire. We went from $600,000 in sales to $1.2 million in sales.
Whoa. We're going to hear from Ray about how he got calls from other investors, how their life changed after their appearance on Shark Tank, why he declined to sell the entire company, and how he was able to build his business even after facing rejection.
We aired and we were showcased to 100 million households in the United States. And it's at a fraction, literally a fraction of a cost.
What does the evolution look like in getting into those stores? He built momentum and got featured on QVC and got into partnerships with big names like Disney, Nickelodeon, The Honest Company with worldwide distribution.
That's our unicorn. Retailers are looking for good products. They are looking for you. Most of our business is mass retail.
All right, you guys, before we go say hi to Ray, take a second, like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell, and let's go talk to the legend, Ray Phillips. Here's his office. Hey, Ray.
Hey.
I'm Paul.
Paul, Ray, pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys, we are here with the owner and founder of SoapSox, Ray Phillips. Thank you for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your story, your background, and why you decided to start this amazing, fun product called SoapSox.
All right. My original background is working with children. I worked at a group home for kids called Hillsides. I did that for 16 years. Bath time was sometimes a challenge, like in anyone's household when you have kids.
Yep, I know.
And my staff called me and they said, hey, Ray, we have a kid who's refusing to take a bath. Can you come up and help? So day 3, not only did that kid refuse to bathe, but all the kids in that particular cottage, refused to bathe. And my staff called me and was like, Ray, we take care of our kids here. You need to get up here and help me sort this out. So I went there and talked to him and I said, hey, what's the problem? And he's like, you know what, you can't make me take a bath. And I was like, hey, we're not going to make you take a bath. Just tell me what's going on. He said, I have a stuffed animal and the staff won't let me take it in. And so we had a shed full of stuffed animals up on the hill. I ran up there, grabbed another stuffed animal, modified it to hold soap. He took a bath. That was my go-to trick from then on.
That's an amazing story.
Thank you.
All right, Ray, let's talk about this being a new idea and how you thought it was or believed it may be and the process of validation, right?
Yeah. So I think like for us, because everyone's experience is unique, right? For us, you know, we had the idea, we had the concept. I think one of the things is when we first launched, we launched on Kickstarter because it was safe for us. It was safe for us to put our concept out there without taking a large financial risk and seeing if it could gain some traction. We fortunately raised $52,000, I think, in 30 days. And it really, one, put fuel in the gas tank in terms of a financial standpoint, so we had a little money to use. But 2, it gave us a true sense of, okay, there's something there. We have to continue to sort it out and work through it, but there's something there and it allows us to go to the next phase.
Let's talk about the initial cost to get this going. I mean, and how long did it take you to recoup that?
The initial costs were roughly $80,000. That number is seared into my mind because we were a little scared in terms of what we can get from Kickstarter. But with that initial $52,000, it made us easier to bridge that with money that we had invested on our own.
How many units was that, Ray?
Oh, goodness. I think that was roughly 15,000 units. 15,000 units.
Considering like manufacturing, planning, designing, everything.
Yeah, 10 to 15,000 units, if I can remember correctly. It was a while ago.
How quickly did you get it back?
I think I'm still getting, that part we got back. I think it took us about a year to get it back.
Okay.
But I think one of the things that was strange for us and then understanding the nature of consumer product goods and the process is that as you grow, you're scaling, and there's additional costs, and everything that you get in terms of revenue, you're reinvesting back into the company so that you can scale faster. So for me to say cut and dry when we actually got it back, I would say that we got it back, within that year, but we immediately reinvested it back into the company.
Ray, would you go back to Shark Tank? Why or why not? Considering your experience.
I love the folks at Shark Tank. I would go back in a second. I think we have a unique story to tell. They were really good to us, and our whole experience was amazing. Let me back up just a little bit. We had seen a company go on, and they were similar in that they had raised on Kickstarter. They raised $150,000 on Kickstarter. So we watched his episode. He went on there, and the sharks tore him apart. They destroyed him. They're like, you have no real sales. You did Kickstarter. Yeah, that's great, but what real sales do you have? And at that time, we had already applied. We had already gotten accepted. With that being said, I called Mindy. Hey, Mindy from Shark Tank. And was like, hey, we're going to have to rescind our application.
Really?
And one of the producers was like, Ray, you sure you want to do that? We have 39,000 people applying. And I was like, I can't go out there and us make a permanent mistake that we can't undo. And if we're inadequately prepared, we don't have enough sales, and we don't have a large enough proof of concept. And so they said, hey, it's your call. We don't recommend it, but we did. I said, give us 6 months to a year. We want to go out and get some sales under our belt. The following 6 months, we did $360,000 in sales. We felt comfortable in going back to Shark Tank. And when we did, although Mr. Wonderful killed us on our price, rightfully so, we're selling at Nordstrom's for $20. He said we should sell our product for $9.99. We had the track record built up in the sales to justify evolving our position in terms of pricing, and that we were a viable product with the demand.
Out of all the places where SoapSox products are sold, what generates the highest revenue, and also what has the highest margin and has the lowest margin?
I have to be careful with this because retailers don't like disclosing too many details in terms of margins. Our margins are comfortable when we do wholesale. We sit around high 40s, around that area, and so we're happy with that. In terms of retail channels where we have the highest sales, it fluctuates. It's seasonal. Some months it's Amazon, other months it's Target, some months it's Walmart, right? I think that you and us in our strategy, we've tried to create a product for every consumer at every tier and meet them where they are. And we have built ourselves to kind of flow with the consumer and when they're looking, so that we're in the right place at the right time when they're ready to make the purchase.
So what would this retail for in Target?
$9.99.
$9.99. Okay. Is that pretty much the Target price point?
That is
across the retailers?
Across all retailers, we keep it at $9.99.
Okay. We've got a ton of products out here, all fun-looking things. I know my daughters would just absolutely love this stuff, not only in the bath, but outside of it. Walk us through some of the key features of what we're looking at here.
All right, so this, guys, I'm excited. This is our newest products. These are called SoapSox Sounders. The beautiful thing about this is they have the same concept of SoapSox, meaning that they're machine washable. They're made out of a terry cloth washcloth material. You feed them liquid soap. It goes into the stomach. They have finger pockets, so you can use them and lather them.
There you go, see?
The thing about SoapSox Sounders is we designed these with a washable speaker technology.
What?
Can you believe they gave us a patent on this?
You got a patent on it?
We did. It's crazy. And you squeeze it.
You hear that?
You squeeze it, and each character makes their relevant sound. So it makes bath time a little bit more dynamic and fun. And this is the next generation.
So you can wash this with that inside, or you have to take it out?
No, it is built in, so kids can't gain access to it. It's encased in a super durable plastic encasing, and so the whole thing is machine washable and dryer safe.
How long is it going to last, battery-wise?
My manufacturing partners tell me that it's 2,000 presses. So hopefully
that's enough bath times.
Hopefully that's enough bath times to get your kid clean.
That's a lot of bath times. What about the most consistently productive marketing strategy that you continue to utilize? And what would you suggest to e-commerce businesses in terms of marketing?
The most consistent, I think, for us is Facebook and Instagram. Today. And I think that's always been the case. I think that for us, it's been a way in which us to speak directly to our consumers, let them know about our product, educate them on our products, because when you first look at our product, you're like, oh, that's a cute stuffed animal.
Right.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
It's more than a stuffed animal. And with Facebook and Instagram, we're able to walk people through how-to tutorials and really engage with them on their level. And then we have our amazing followers post their stories and how they are experiencing the product, and we just tell that story to everyone, and it seems to resonate very well.
In terms of e-commerce, though, is that would be your recommendation? Is focus on Facebook and Instagram depending on what your product is, or?
Yeah, I mean, every consumer product is different. For us, for e-commerce, really Facebook and Instagram has been the true provider, giving us great ROAS and allowing us to craft our message based on immediate feedback from our customers.
Okay. Guys, check out our upflip.com/blog, where we have a full complete guide on what you need to do to set up an e-commerce business. So check that out. What's your current revenue monthly, and how does that break down between wholesaling, of course, and then direct to consumer?
So we don't give the secret sauces away in complete detail, but we're over roughly 150 in revenue monthly. It fluctuates.
Great.
In terms of the breakdown, most of our business is mass retail.
Mass retail, okay.
Yeah, we're focusing on our direct-to-consumer business in a significant way, but I would say probably 75 to 78% of it is mass retail business.
Mm-hmm. And the rest is going to be direct-to-consumer.
And the rest is direct-to-consumer.
Through what platforms?
We have our own site, obviously, with our website. We do some significant business and growing business on Amazon. In terms of the mass retailers, you can find SoapSox at Nordstrom's. You can find us at Target. You can find us at Walmart. We sell to Bye Bye Baby, Bed Bath & Beyond. We've been busy. And we're going to be airing on QVC soon, too. So we try to stay nimble and agile, but go.
That's awesome, and that's why we can't wait to share your story, because you were told no on Shark Tank. You were rejected in a way, right?
I was.
And yet you built this incredible empire afterwards, so we can't wait to dive into those questions. Let's talk about the thousands of stores that are featuring SoapSox products. What does the evolution look like in getting into those stores, and tips and advice for people watching us?
Again, I'm going to attribute it to my QVC analogy in that.
Okay.
Retailers are looking for good products. They are looking for you. They're looking for your concept, your idea, to put it on the shelves for customers. One of the things that I have been told by buyers over the years is that come after us when we're looking for the products. Don't come after us when I'm in a meeting, in the elevator, getting out of a car, on vacation. Not that we would know where they're vacationing, but fish where the fish are biting. And so a lot of mass retailers go to these industry trade shows based on their industry. You can do a Google search and find out whatever industry you're in when those shows take place. With COVID, things have changed dramatically, but I still think that there's a lot of pent-up buying power from mass retailers who are looking for the next big thing, and your followers may have the next big product. But go to those trade shows, walk your first trade show, find out what's out there, figure out the landscape, see how you can fit into that space, and then you showcase your product and make sure that you have your sales pitch ready, your product is looking phenomenal, and that you're ready to go when the opportunity presents itself. Because remember, they're looking for you just like you're looking for them.
They're looking for you guys. Let's dive into the challenges of getting this business going.
Yeah.
You know, were there some hiccups that were unexpected in the beginning stages, later on in the process? What are some highlights you can share with us?
So I'll tell you two really brief. One was we had just aired on Shark Tank. We were on fire. We went from 600,000 in sales to 1.2 million in sales.
Whoa, just after
the year after.
Okay.
So the 360 620, and then 1.2 million in sales. And so we thought
Incredible.
we were the hot kids on the block and just scaling our company. And that year, our factory said, hey guys, you guys have us at capacity. We need time to build you in.
Okay.
Because they were servicing a number of other companies as well. And we said, no problem. And someone approached us and saying, hey, Ray, we saw you on Shark Tank. We could be a source for you in terms of manufacturing. I sent my business partner to China to check out the factory. It was a Disney-approved factory. It was great. We ended up receiving the goods, and they were nothing like what they were supposed to be.
No.
We said, we either continue to sell them a subpar product or sell them a subpar product, or we stop shipping them. And my business partner and I talked, and I came to the conclusion like, hey, we have to live to fight another day. And so we called all of our retail partners, Amazon, Buy Buy Baby, Barnes & Nobles, Hobby Lobby, and we said, I have to stop shipping you.
Just for the,
Our batch came in, and we aren't okay with the quality of the goods. So hopefully you'll continue to do business with us after we fix this problem, but we have to stop. We lost Barnes & Nobles, we lost Hobby Lobby.
Wow.
Everyone else said, okay, we appreciate you being transparent and honest with us. We'll continue to work with us.
Okay.
We'll continue to work with you.
Ray, give us a quick tour of your office, maybe new products, current line of products, and et cetera. I know we don't have much room here, but we'll make it work.
Absolutely. Come on in.
All
Come
right.
on in. So we have the SoapSox sounders that I told you about, where they have a washable speaker technology where you press down.
How many SKUs of these you got now with the sound in there?
Oh boy, 6 SKUs. We have the Safari set that has the elephant. We have a dinosaur set. And then we also have the tugboat. We have the tugboat and
the vehicle,
the car that revs. We also have our Paw Patrol line. Check those out.
There you go, guys. This is the Nickelodeon.
Yeah, we have Disney, obviously, our tried and true.
There you go. You got your Nemo characters, your Mickey, of course, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's he doing?
She's in a snorkeling suit. Yeah, Minnie's in her snorkeling suit.
That's cute.
And then we have our tried and true SoapSox, our Harper the Hippo, Taylor the Turtle, Hunter the Gator, which are our favorites.
And this is the way they're packaged up?
So we have a cool little gift set for those people, for specialty retailers and those people who want to buy on our website and gift it. It comes in a coolly designed package with a bath book, actually.
Oh, the bath book. Yeah,
that you can actually take into the bathtub, and read stories to your kids in terms of why to practice good hygiene.
It's just, that's cool.
Everything is water safe and built to last in the bathtub.
What does manufacturing look like for you, right? You had an idea, you had a concept. Who did you go to connect, to get the material, to put all this together? Tell us about that.
Gosh, it was an interesting journey for us. My business partner and I had this idea of how we could bring our product to life. We had sourced it in the U.S. first because that was our goal, right? And then just from a competitive standpoint, it was just unrealistic for us to do it. And so we had went to China and went to a few other places, but China just seemed the hub of where they did plush and manufacturing, and we can get reliably good quality products. And so we had tried our first manufacturer, and the product was just subpar. We were disappointed. We were a little frustrated. And about the same time we were reviewing the sampling and really kind of figuring out what our next steps were, we went to a trade show in Las Vegas, and we're having this discussion about, compromising and where we can compromise and where we can't in the elevator of a hotel. And a gentleman says, hey guys, sorry for interrupting. I didn't want to eavesdrop, but I hear you guys are looking for a plush manufacturer. I know someone who's amazing. He does work for Disney. He does work for a number of other major brands. He's not the cheapest, but he can give you guys reliable product. And that was our little home run without us even knowing it.
Wow.
And he linked us up to the designer who is based in Korea. We met him at a field day. He had a manufacturing source in China. And so it really helped us streamline the early days of our manufacturing.
Let's talk about why you declined to sell the entire company when Lori and Robert offered that deal. What was going through your mind?
I have a question.
Yes. Lori and I have
What
been
if
talking.
we offered you $1 million to just buy it out?
We were excited at the fact that, the Sharks, in all of their infinite wisdom and, experience and success, thought that we would be valued at $1 million so early on. But I thought to myself, if they think we're worth $1 million, it should be a multiple of that and what they really see the true value is. And we were so young, and our patents were pending. We were talking to Disney. I just thought that we had a lot more work to do to prove out our concept and grow our brand, and I didn't want to really turn over the keys then. I wanted a partnership, but I felt like we still had work to do, and so as a result of that, we thought it'd be best to respectfully decline.
You do a lot of business on Amazon,
Yeah.
FBA, right?
Yeah.
So what's your experience been like? Just overall highlights, pros, cons, what do you see changing, challenges, etc.?
Yeah, so for us, we were taught, and I was taught, mass is key. And this is, going to mass retailers outside of Amazon. And so that was my focus. And I really think early on for us, we missed the boat in terms of the opportunities that were there on Amazon. Rightfully so, we righted that ship, and we've developed a great relationship with Amazon. We actually just got accepted into the Amazon Launchpad program, where Amazon puts all of their muscle behind you in promoting your product and your brand.
Very good.
So we're excited about that. But with Amazon, to me, I thought, wow, it is huge. There's so many moving parts to Amazon, and I didn't quite understand it. And so I wanted to get myself out of the driver's seat and give someone the ability to do it who understood it. And so they did the product pages and building it out and making it what it could be. And we saw immediate results in terms of our Amazon sales.
You guys, Blitz with Ray. Let's dive into it. Ray, what's the single most essential step of the morning routine for you, besides coffee?
Besides coffee, my 50 push-ups,
50 push-ups. I love it.
if I can get through them.
If you could, okay. If you had to send one thing to space as proof of human life, what would it be?
Gosh. What would I say? A SoapSox.
A SoapSox. All right, that's proof. What's your favorite unnecessary device thing? My favorite
favorite
Yes.
unnecessary?
Yeah.
My Apple Watch.
So it's unnecessary, but you love it.
I love it, and my wife was going to hear this and say I told you.
What's an immediate red flag if you meet someone for the first time?
If they're late and if they're not kind.
What would be the most important quality in a potential business partner?
Transparency and honesty.
What's your favorite book?
Oh, goodness. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay. Last question and then Blitz. Aliens show up, shut down every business. They cannot operate. They cannot do anything. They show up to your door and say, Ray, we're shutting down SoapSox. You need to convince us to stay open. What do you say?
I would say if you shut us down, there's going to be a lot of dirty kids everywhere. And who likes a dirty kid?
Hey, that's convincing enough. What software or third-party companies you use to manage inventory and distribution?
Okay.
When you just started, how it is now.
For us, like one of the things that we were trying to do when we launched is keep things lean and mean. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have disposable income. We were just putting everything back into inventory, right? We use ShipStation. ShipStation, hands down, ShipStation for anyone managing their warehouse, multiple warehouses, and shipping goods out to your consumers. We recommend ShipStation hands down. We not obviously, we use Shopify in terms of managing our site, and it was great because it integrates very well with ShipStation. We also use Klaviyo because that integrates every aspect of the inventory we have on hand, our customer database, orders, and everything. It works seamlessly together, and it's at a fraction, literally a fraction of a cost of those big apps and big programs that you are pushed or told that you should potentially use. And with that being said, it helped us more quickly streamline our operations, cut costs, and focus in on the things that we needed to, which was really growing the business.
Ray, talk to us more about your Shark Tank experience, just overall. How long it took for you to apply? I know you said you did that one second time. Just in general, what are some interesting key moments you can share with us?
Yeah,
about that?
so strangely enough, we applied and we had hit a second trade show, and the team from Shark Tank were walking through the trade show, and they had their badge turned around so no one would recognize them. And Mindy, one of the casting directors, with her team, they stopped and they're like, "What are these?" And I was like, "Oh, these are SoapSox. These are washcloths for kids." And she's like, "Hey, you should apply for Shark Tank. I like this." And I said, "We did." And she's like,
We canceled,
what?
though.
She goes, "Hold on, let me check." Okay, Ray, you're going to get an email. Mindy, if you're watching this, you're going to get an email from me. Remember these words. Don't open that email. Don't open that email. I'm going to send you another email. So just ignore the first
ignore that
one.
one, okay.
Yeah. And lo and behold, they had rejected us but right away
No
after
way.
right away they saw the product in person, touched and felt it, and then they brought us in.
That's the first app that you then canceled?
That was the first one that I then canceled.
Okay, that's an interesting
Yeah, it's
story,
kind of crazy.
okay.
But overall, phenomenal process. Their teams are great. All of Shark Tank is real. Like there's no prepping. There's no this is what you should say. It's all real.
Awesome. Guys, we've interviewed a number of Shark Tank companies. I encourage you to check them all out on our channel. We'll probably leave a link in the description below for a couple access videos for you guys, so check it out. Ray, let's talk about QVC Experience.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were on QVC, and how did that affect your sales?
The first time I heard QVC was with Lori Grenier negotiating on Shark Tank, and she's like, Ray, I can bring you QVC, and she says it all the time. And let me just tell you, the process isn't as daunting or as crazy as you would think.
Okay.
Like, look at it like this. Like QVC and the other retailers, they're looking for good products, right? They want good products to send and provide to their customers. And people will ask, what is a good product, and how do you know what it is? I don't know. The market dictates that for you, but because I think we had something innovative, we had something that was cute and that resonated with parents, when we pitched QVC and we got in contact with them, they loved it. The representative that we had worked with QVC for like 25 years. Hey, Neil. And he knew people in and out of QVC. And so when he brought them our concept, they brought us in, and it was a home run. It was we aired, and we were showcased to 100 million households in the United States.
What did that do to sales that day, a week after, and so on? Did you notice this huge spike?
Yeah, QVC measures it by minute, how much sales you can do by minute. We did well enough, and I don't remember the exact numbers, truthfully. We did well enough where they brought us back 3 more times. I don't remember the exact figures, but we saw a huge increase in orders from QVC directly, and then huge increase in sales on our site.
What else? We got some new interesting talent.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
part of your new products?
So we have a few things in the pipeline that I'm excited about. You can try this on if you want, but it is a super luxurious hooded towel.
What's it made out of?
100% cotton.
All right.
So it's
Why
super
don't you
soft.
put one on
super,
too?
I will. I'll do this. This may not look pretty, but
So that's
this
comfortable.
does the job. This is Tank the Shark. That's our that's our unicorn. And we have, with matching, we have our little bath slippers, or I like to call them after bath slippers, that go with them for the kids in your life.
Set them down here.
There's a matching set
Nice. Okay.
that goes with each of them. And so
What's this going to retail for?
so looking at retail price, we're a big fan of value and quality, and so we're going to retail these for around $19.99 for the hooded towels,
$20, nice.
and $9.99 for the slippers.
Okay, so it's not a set for 20; it's 30 for the set.
Yeah, it's 30 for the set roughly, but like all things, we want to make sure we take care of our customers, and if they buy a set together, we'll offer an additional discount.
Ray, how did you connect with Disney, Nickelodeon? Did they come to you? You go to them? I mean, those are incredible connections, right? Worldwide distribution, The Honest Company. What would you recommend or suggest to other innovators?
It was always, networking. Networking is key, right? And you're networking and trying to be helpful to other people before they can be helpful to you. I think with the relationships that we built with Honest Company, that was 2 years in the making, if not 3 years in the making.
Wow.
We met someone
Took some time.
Yeah, we met someone from Honest Company, Erin. She had liked our product. She said, hey, we'd love to work with you, but the timing isn't right. And we maintained a relationship. And it was really not for the sake of building a partnership, but just because she was a good person and there were some synergies in between our brands. Lo and behold, a few years later, Erin calls me and says, hey, guess who Honest Company's working with? And I was like, who? And she's like, SoapSox. And I was like, get out of here, right? With Disney, it was unique. They saw us in Shark Tank, and I had no idea. And so I walk into a room with my business partner, and they were like, hey, Ray, this is Disney, and we're just excited to be at the party. And they're like,
Seriously?
we know who you guys are. Great job. We love your product. We want to work with you. And so we were
That's
blown
awesome to
away.
hear.
But I think for any entrepreneur, like going out there, for us, we're a tiny guy. We were new, we were small. We didn't want someone to come in and copy our products and say, hey, meet us in court to
Right.
sue us for it. So we made strategic partnerships early on. The partnership with Disney was very much strategic. No one messes with Disney, right?
Let's talk about how many favorite SoapSox characters you got, and what are the top sellers?
Okay,
and why?
so I have 4 favorites. I have Taylor the Turtle's my #1 seller.
Okay.
And favorite, Scorch the Dragon. we have a purple hippo named Harper the Hippo, and I swear I have this comedian friend of mine who's amazing that I want to shoot him in the bathtub commercial with Harper the Hippo. And then we have Nova the Unicorn, which is another favorite. I think those are my favorites because, one, they resonate well with consumers and with kids. We named them names that, your niece or your cousin or someone would be named. They stand the test of time in terms of interest level and engagement and interest by customers.
In terms of like these special Disney characters, Paw Patrol and Disney, what do sales look like with your original designs and these 2 Disney designs? I'm just curious, what goes back to them as far as a kickback or anything, if you can share?
So I can't share the kickback that goes back to them or the licensing or royalty fee that we pay that, because that's under non-disclosure. But in terms of percentage of sales, it's pretty clear. Like when we first launched the business, we were super excited about getting Disney. It's Disney, come on, and Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol, right? We love those brands, and a lot of people do. And it was a way of both validating our product, because now we could see Disney SoapSox, and that was always good, and that meant a lot to us. Or Paw Patrol SoapSox, which was exciting. But we were really surprised at the returns. Like our product, our characters hold their own. Not that they're competing, but they hold their own with consumers in terms of interest level. Licensed products account for probably 52, 53, up to at times 58% of our sales.
Okay.
And the balance is our regular
40%?
Products. Yeah, 40% of our regular products. But it was a surprise. It was a pleasant surprise to know that our products are holding their own against the big names.
What was your life like after you aired on Shark Tank? I mean, no deal, somewhat of a rejection, maybe not.
Yeah.
What did you feel like? What did you think moving forward? Where did you find the strength to just, I'm moving regardless of what people are saying?
You know what? I think that I felt confident in our performance on Shark Tank. One, I think they validated our concept and our product. They liked it. They wanted to buy us out completely, so there's some value there.
Yeah.
I think that it made my resolve more clear in terms of we have something. We just have to stick to our guns and run, and we're off to the races. And so for me, I think my life changed a little bit in the sense that when people see you on Shark Tank, like they think, oh my God, you're famous and you're rich and you're doing all of this work, and Shark Tank takes you to the next phase of your business and you want to go. Actually, after Shark Tank is where the real work begins, because you do have all eyes on you. You do have to make sure your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. You have to make sure your distribution is streamlined and that your product can stand up to the scrutiny, right? And that you as a company can stand up to the scrutiny that comes with being on Shark Tank. And so I think you go through the fire and you come out stronger on the other side.
Nice. Any tips, tricks that you can share with our audience on running a business on Amazon FBA?
I would say align your goals with that of the host or whoever you're working with. For us, it's aligning with Amazon in terms of trying to develop a partnership. And we were fortunate enough to be able to do that. And we made it a win-win for Amazon and for us. And so in doing so, Amazon is putting their horsepower behind us to help us, increase visibility of our brand. And so any way in which you can do that in terms of working with advertising or working with Amazon in terms of advertising on Amazon, Vendor Central, Seller Central, and doing FBA, I would say explore all of those to see what the best fit is for you to partner with Amazon.
You guys, as always, we've got something incredibly special for you from Ray. Ray, tell us more about that.
All right, for your followers and subscribers, we will give you guys a special 15% off using UpFlip 15. So when you go to the site, type in UpFlip 15 and we'll get you guys 15% off.
What is your site?
SoapSox. Our site is www.soapsoxkids.com. Again, it's SoapSoxkids.com. kids.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thank you.
What an incredible story by Ray, creator and founder of SoapSox. Execute on everything we talked about. Please take a second to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that bell icon so that you don't miss anything. And last but not least, do comment below about other companies you guys want us to interview. We're doing this for you and appreciate your support. Thank you.